I put on.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another late night edition of Tap In or Tap Out. It's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock p.m. 496. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here in the 6 on the Concrete Jungle podcast. Tap in with the chairman of the board, Mr. Lee Turner. The last couple times he dodged my questions and escaped the hold. I had him in a figure four leg lock. He reversed it. I had him in an arm bar. He reversed that too. I had him in a sleeper hold. He almost didn't survive the sleeper. Okay. I had him right hook right there. And these 24 pythons right there. Lee Turner couldn't breathe. The questions were too intense, but he managed to get out. He managed to reverse the question and got me to tap out. It's not going to happen, Lee Turner. It's not going to happen again. This is round 3. Lee Turner, are you ready?
My brother, I was born ready and just got bigger. You know, I'm ready.
I am sweating here, ladies and gentlemen. It is hot. I'm sweating. I don't sweat Lee Turner, but I'm sweating the calories off right now. I'm losing calories right now. I'm sweating in my house, but I'm not afraid of Lee Turner.
It's a scorcher out there, brother. Just don't get burned, you know?
I'm not afraid of Lee Turner. Listen, I'm not afraid of the big bad wolf with those steroid-looking muscles. It's ridiculous.
You know, don't be scared, homie. You don't gotta be scared.
Yeah.
No,
all right. So the questions are, Lee Turner. We left this conversation last when we were talking about your fitness training abilities. Do you remember those questions I asked you? We were having a deep conversation on what makes you tick, what makes Lee Turner the man, why Lee Turner does fitness training for a living. Why is he in a field that was created from Japan, but brought into Canada, but white dominated space? Oh yeah, I went there. I said it. I said it live on Tap Out. You heard me. But this brother went into a Caucasian Asian space and he's dominating this space. I don't know any brothers who are dominating the martial arts realm. He took the realm by storm and molded it into his image. He's like the Dana White of Concrete Jungle. So I'm going to ask you, Mr. Turner, do you know any false martial arts teachers out there, and why are they still in business? Questions for you. Putting you in the hot seat.
That's a tough one to ask if I know of any. Like, basically you're saying fake martial artists like McDojo type thing you're asking me about, if there's any McDojos out there.
Yeah.
Right. And you know, that's a tough thing because someone's treasure is another one's something somebody else would throw it away. So it depends on who the person is and what they're trying to absorb. Authentic is what it is. For me, what I might think of as authentic, somebody else might not be authentic. So it's, you know, it's hard to judge and say who's real and who's not real. Lots of martial artists have, it's pieces to the puzzle, really. There's a big picture. And just like anything, we see little pieces of the picture and we assume that is the big picture, but there's lots more. It's just a fragment. There's lots more pieces to the puzzle that we have to put together. It's a journey. It's a lifelong journey. They say it takes 2 lifetimes. So people just put a little piece of the puzzle together and lots of times making false claims that it is everything. And what we need to realize is that there's a lot more that we don't understand than what we do understand.
But a lot of people are looking for good fitness trainers out there, but the cost is way too high. We're living in a pandemic. Okay, we're living in a pandemic. People are losing their jobs left, right, and center. People can barely pay rent. Okay, and these marks. That's right, I said it. Marks. These people out there trying to make money off of other people's loss. A lot of people lost their jobs, lost their homes, had to go to government assistance. And businesses, yes, have suffered, but some of these dojos are still in business. Okay. Do you think that's right?
Well, one of the little known benefits of martial arts is that it's about people connecting. So people, lots of people don't have. If you need to talk to somebody, who do you go to talk to? You might go to your friend, but they're doing something else. Your friends that you grew up with, even your family might be doing something else. But people that you train with, you spend time training with those people too. And sometimes you can find things, you can learn different things from, and just the companion, just being able to talk about what's happening gives you insight into fixing some of your problems. Psychologically, just connecting with somebody can help. So I've always said martial arts, besides the physical part, there's a mental aspect of it as well. And it should be subsidized. Really, I think it should be subsidized. Everybody should have access to martial arts, especially children.
That's true.
Access to it, and it shouldn't be a big. The more you train, the higher your health will increase. Your longevity will increase. You won't have to see a doctor as often, things like that. But we don't have access to that, so only people that can afford training really have access to that. The government used to have some plans where they'd subsidize, for martial artists to teach regular people, or going into impoverished neighborhoods or whatever and train people. They used to have incentives for that, but they don't have that so much anymore.
But why? Why do they not have any more incentives for that? Why would the government not fund this? Because there's a lot of crime on the streets, and these young kids, they need mentors. They need big brothers. They need places that they can use their skills or recreational activities to get them off the streets. Why do you think that is? Why is the government not getting involved in saying, "Hey, but these kids are funding more martial arts dojos to get these young adolescent youths from broken homes out of the streets"? Why do you think that is?
I think there's just they don't see any money in it, because when they look at the stats on the front end of it, they don't see themselves making any money in it's capitalism is the problem, because they don't see any way that they can make money out of teaching young kids martial arts for free, or right, and subsidizing that. So for the people in charge, they don't see the benefit of it. But when they look at the stats and they see people that go wrong, people that go to jail and are reformed and things like that fall through the cracks, it costs a lot of money to take care of people in jail. It's expensive.
So they make weed legal, but they won't fund martial arts to get young kids off the streets. Does that make sense? To me, it doesn't make any sense. You're finding like an herb. I agree that mellows the mind, but it also makes you hallucinate. Like back in the 90s, it was a drug, but you're funding a drug to hallucinate the mind, and you're making it illegal, but you won't fund martial arts to get young people off the streets.
Well, I don't know if I want to compare them to and separate them like that. How about this? Martial arts is like a drug,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's mind expansion, expands your mind, that allows you to turn things upside down, look at things from a different perspective, gives you a filter. It's a filter for looking at life and looking at circumstances and comparing things. It's a system. It's a way of thinking, a way of belief, and it's a way of life. So people have the drugs have a culture like that as well. Cannabis culture, whatever. It's the same. When you go, people that are involved in drugs, like you listen to Joe Rogan, they take all these crazy drugs, but at the end of the day, they have a spiritual awakening. And that's one way of getting a spiritual awakening, but you can also get a spiritual awakening different ways. You can get it through physical exertion and physical effort, and through repetition of movement. And when you combine body, mind, and spirit together in a practice, right, in a discipline, in an art form, you can reach those heights. And it's a better, safer way of reaching those heights. You don't need the drugs. The drugs are, they're not wrong when they say the drugs are a gateway. It is a gateway, but it's a gateway to that next dimension that we're all trying to get to.
That next dimension, you said. So I'm still stuck at that mind concept, man. Like for me, I rather do martial arts, which is good and conditions and resets my body, versus the weed that does stimulate the mind and basically not hallucinate, but like it stimulates the mind and relax the body. But
Right.
like, if you're working out,
Yeah.
you need to build the muscle, not relax it,
That's right. You
right?
want to connect
So
the body, the mind and the body, not separate the mind and the body. So you need
right,
physical practices as well as the mental practices and combine the two. But lots of times we see martial arts or alcohol or different things. I mean, sorry, we see weed and you see alcohol and different outlets that people use. They only deal with one realm, but they don't deal with connecting the two realms together. So martial arts is holistic as it meaning that it's complete. It combines all the elements together. It doesn't just focus on one element. It doesn't focus on body. It doesn't focus on mind. It focuses on fusion of the two together.
oh, okay. Would you as a fitness trainer fuse the two together? Like for example, after a workout, like after a training session you did with a client, afterwards you say, okay, go home and like relax the mind. If that means like take a puff of cannabis to relax your mind, but would you also tell your clients to do it in their own homes and say,
You asking me if I advocate drug use within my clients?
I'm not asking you that. I'm not asking you that at all. Stop arguing with me, Turner. Okay, this is wrong. Okay.
I'm just making sure. That's not what you're saying?
No. Like for example, I know a lot of people use cannabis. Okay, it's a it relaxes the mind, right? Like, but a lot of trainers, like after a fitness session, they would tell people to relax, But these day and age, people would use cannabis to relax their mind. How would you tell somebody after a hard workout from you to relax?
After hard work,
Not exactly to relax. I'm sorry to cut you off. Not to relax, but like more to unwind after a workout. It's a better word.
yeah, basically, you do need a cool down because you do a warm up, so you get your muscles worked up, you get everything working optimally, right? Your blood is pumping, your heart's pumping, and you keep your body at that level for an hour, however long your workout is. But after that, you don't just want to leave your body in that state. So there is a cool down where you do movements that are just mobility movements, and you just slow things down, do stretches. The best time to stretch is at the end of the workout, not before the workout. And before the workout, you do movements that you're going to be doing during your workout. But at the end of the workout, you stretch your muscles in all the ways that you can stretch your muscles. And because your muscles are warmed up, that's the perfect time to stretch. Just like elastic bands, when they're warm, they can expand, they can stretch further. When they're cold, if you were to stretch them the same distance when they're cold, you would try to, and they would snap. But when they're warm, they can stretch further. So the idea is to stretch your muscles as far as, stretch them after your workout and show them. You have to train your muscles. You have to show your muscles what you expect from them. So when they're after the workout, when they're still warm, you show your muscles that this is what I expect from you. I expect you to be able to stretch like this, and you show your muscles what you want from them.
Okay. Interesting. So that's okay. Interesting. Pretty interesting stuff, man. To check and what was that last one you said? To relax the muscles. I'm sorry. What was that last one?
You have to show your muscles what you want from them. You show them what you expect. Muscles are it's like an organism, you control. It's like nobody gave us instructions how to use this body, but there are instructions on how the body works and how you can use it. Lots of times we're guessing, but there is a methodology. If you go through the training, you can learn how your body works, and it's more training like looking inside yourself, introspection. You look inside yourself and see what happens, see how your body reacts. Lots of times though, if someone can tell you, it makes it a lot easier. But your muscles, it's like an animal almost. You have to teach your muscles what you expect from them. You have to, at the end of the workout, you show your muscles that you want them to be long and relaxed, lengthened and relaxed, not contracted and tense.
Because because if it's because if it's more tense, you can harden the muscles, or you can wake up with like sore muscles or aches and pains, whatever, and back pains. It's better to, after a workout, to unwind and expand the muscles and do hard stretching at the end of the muscles, at the end of the workouts, right? To decompose and unwind the muscles. Now,
I
would
don't know
you?
if the word decompose, but I know what you're saying.
Okay. Would you? Would you? Before a workout,
Decompress.
would you stretch first before a workout, or would you do the heavier workouts first, do like the heavy training with the heavy bags with the clients first, or is stretching more important before the actual workout?
You stretch before the workout, but the word stretch has kind of been co-opted. You do stretch, but you do mobility type of stretches where you're just getting your muscle to work through its range of motion, right? But not something that you hold for too long, because you can actually make your muscles too relaxed. Then when you try to do the exercise, your muscles are too relaxed. You try to tense them from being too relaxed. The range is too much, and then that's how you can strain a muscle as well. So you don't want them to relax. You want them more slightly tensed, but able to go through the range of motion.
Okay.
At different states you want for the muscles.
Okay.
Muscles are like water. They can be soft, they can be hard, they can change form.
Okay. Kind of like, okay. Now we touched on weed, the marijuana use during a workout. Now there was a young lady who was basically taken away from the Olympics. I think she was an Olympic runner, or was she a track star? I believe she was. Yeah, she was a track star, and they found marijuana in her system. Now the story goes like this: she just lost her mom, right? She was going through a tough time in her life, and she needed relaxation time. Okay, so she did some marijuana, and she wanted to continue running. But Tokyo, the government says, no, she can't. Now, in this day and age in Canada, weed, marijuana, the cannabis, let's use a legal name here, cannabis is legal. Okay? Now, there's a lot of different thoughts on this. People are saying, oh, she shouldn't have done it. She's a representative. It looks bad on young girls. She's a role model for young kids. But other people are changing the narrative and say, she's a good role model. Whatever she does is her business and her personal use. What's your opinion on that?
They say, never meet your heroes. May you never meet your heroes.
Whoa, that's a pretty bold statement, Lee.
Because we put them on a pedestal and we want to be like who they are, but who's the saint? Like, show me a saint. Where are the saints? So it's hard. You can't really find that. So you got to be your own saint that you're looking for. So don't follow other people. Let them. Everyone's gonna do their own thing. We shouldn't, we're not sheep, or maybe we are sheep. But we've got to be goats instead of sheep. But you gotta butt heads sometimes. Yeah, man.
That's true. Okay, butt heads to survive in this crazy world we live in, this crazy society, this society we live in that doesn't make sense. That's turned upside down. It's like we're stuck in a globe and the globe's upside down. I totally agree. Ladies and gentlemen, round three. Okay? Lee Turner almost dodged the question, but he gave us real truth answers. I had him right there, ladies and gentlemen. It was right there. Okay? But Lee Turner, let's see if you're gonna dodge another one. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Tap In, Tap Out podcast. Joel Williams, Big Daddy J, with the chairman of the board, Lee Turner of Concrete Jungle. This is Tap In or Tap Out.
That's
We'll
right.
be back.
Got that right.